Hi, welcome to The Juice, the ADHD-friendly podcast that skips the small talk and gets straight to the good stuff.
Real talk, no fluff.
Where do you see it for you as being a superpower?
Well, I feel like I have great ideas,
Yep.
and I can, if I'm really
Do you have
excited,
great ideas or just lots of them?
I have lots. They're not all great. But I feel like when I am really enthusiastic about a project, you know, it could be anything, I will go all in.
Yes.
And I will just work myself to the bone to get it done, and nothing will stop me. It is that determination, that dogged determination to do the thing. So I feel like in that sense, and also, just having found my passion in music too, and I obviously hyper focused on that as a kid because I finished all of my exams by the time I was 15.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then I got into university early, but then of course I was a naughty at school, sort of fucked around the last couple of years because I'd already got in to university, to music school, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, well, what's the point?
Yeah.
What actually, and then what even is the point of school, you know, questioning all of that.
Yeah.
Hardly went. We then went to university.
It's a good question,
but
I
So that's another thing. And so I can use my superpower of music now when I get into the creative zone. And I'm interested to see if this is another thing that ADHDers have. I get the most amazing waves of inspiration. And I have to catch it. And if I can catch it, and if I can document it, if it's an idea that's to do with business, or if it's, for example, a song, I'm a songwriter, if I can catch it and follow it through, it can be something really cool.
Yeah, I totally agree. I would say 95% of the best songs that I've ever written were done in half an hour. Just smashed out.
Same.
From nothing to almost completed song.
Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it just comes. And when you're in the flow, you can get it done. And I think that's where in the workplace, it can be really beneficial. So whether you have ADHD or you're managing someone that has, someone within your team that does, or people within your team, it's working to their strengths.
It'd be interesting to talk about that, what that means to manage people who have ADHD, I would say, because the style you'd have to use will be so different.
Yeah.
You can't just give them a list of stuff to do and expect them to get on with it.
And that's where I think that openness and honesty is really important.
That was one of the things that I learned in that program, which was life-changing for me. And it's going to sound so simple, but it's just about how to make good agreements. You know, who's doing what for whom by when. And once I got that locked into my brain, everything changed for me because it meant I had control over the creation of that task, but I also had a deadline.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it was like I knew exactly what was happening within that process, and now I just had to build a structure around doing it. So set myself time and leave time aside and all the rest of it. Distractions aside, but that's what really made a difference for me.
Yeah. So that's a really simple hack. Who's doing what
For whom,
for whom, and by when.
By when. You get all of those 4 things locked in, it's known impossible not to deliver on it.
Great.
And if you don't get it right, then you just you bring it back and reset that thing. But those 4 things, get those locked in to start with, and the whole thing becomes different. It's like, I'll give you a really kind of frivolous example, and you just say,
I was just going to ask you for an example.
I'm going to give you a frivolous little one, and then I'll give you the exact example. So it's like, Amy, should we go for a drink go for a drink this week? And you go, yeah, that'd be great. So what's happening, right? Nobody knows what's happening. We don't know where we're going. We don't know what time we're meeting. We don't know what day it's on, right? But if I say to you, yeah, that's exactly right, yeah. So if I say to you, Amy, would you like to go to Urban Bar on Wednesday at 5 p.m. and we'll talk about the podcast?
Yes, which you are really good at, by the way. This is a perfect example because I have seen you do this.
I can't not do it now because if I don't do that, all of the looseness creates stress for me.
Wow. So this spills over from, this is massive because this is something that you can implement in daily life, right? Just normal humaning.
Yeah.
And also, but particularly so in the workplace, right?
Yeah. There's so much more I could talk about that, but that's for another day. But yeah, absolutely. But it's just about recognizing those situations where that structure is appropriate and important.
Yeah.
And then just practicing. You don't get good at anything without doing it, right? So you just got to do it over and over again. And now it's just the default for me. I don't think about it.
Okay. So now that that's firmly in my brain, I didn't zone out when you were talking about it.
No, I could
Which
tell
is
you didn't zone out.
remarkable.
It was. It actually felt like the first time you were paying attention.
Yeah, I think it was. And at the time when you were speaking, I gave myself a pat on the back because I was like, wow, we've been talking for quite a while now.
Yeah.
And you were talking about something for quite a long period of time. Normally, I'd be gone. And I was just like, yes, girl. You listened, you retained that information. And now I've got that hack and I'm going to go away and be awesome.
Well, you got to
So thank
practice
you.
it first.
And so for some people who may choose not to take medication, it may just be as simple as implementing these strategies, right?
It can. I'm sure it can help. It certainly helped me when I realized that what it takes to make a good agreement.
Yeah.
It was just a crazy difference in my life. That's why as like I was saying before, if I'm gonna meet someone and I say we're gonna do it at a certain time, I got to pick my phone up there and then I put it in my phone.
Yeah.
Because in my calendar rather, because that is me making the agreement.
That's another tip. Yeah. And I saw somewhere, and I think it might have been a podcast, that anyone with ADHD should have a notebook glued to them at all times and write down any important information like dates you need to keep, appointments and so forth, because otherwise it's gone.
Yep. Well, like we said before, the amount of business that I've lost through not turning up to meetings is not funny. But I don't do that anymore. Never. Yeah. I don't miss appointments ever anymore. Really, really unusual. It'd be once a year, whereas before it was like a couple of times a week.
Okay, well, I'm still working on that. But I'm going to take your advice and I'm going to try it.